So, welcome to Saturday evening talking games show with Valderan for a bit, and then we will play a game after that when we are a little bit further on. So, that's the plan for today, to first talk about news, about games, what is coming, what has come, and look at some of the cheap places where to get games as well, because that's one of the things I try to help people save a little bit of money sometimes from the different things where you can actually get free games. So let's start with, I forgot to take coffee. Well. That is almost a capital punishment coming there, but I can only blame myself, and I thought everything was ready before I went on, so that is unfortunate when it's not. However, that's the plan, to go through all the gaming stuff and then play a game I never played before. I looked through Steam today and see what haven't I actually ever played, even though I own the game. And I found something, and it might be either brilliant or very entertaining for me to get into. But we will get to that after the gaming talks about the news from games. So the first one is Xbox Game Pass. They have released which games are coming in this week that's coming. One to mention is Clunky Hero. It's a little bit of a funny adventure game for a platform type game, and the hero is armed with a helmet made out of a bucket and a broom. So that is something which at least will be entertaining, and well, it's free. Another one which comes is The Dark Side of the Moon, which is an interactive thriller. I don't know much about that game, but it looks spooky at best. We might actually pick that up and look at a Saturday. Kingdom Rush, many have heard about that. That's also up on the 25th of January. It's defensive. Well, you fight, and that's really it. You have to save your kingdom from the forces of darkness. So, Shoulders of Giants, which is optimized for Xbox XS series. I don't know if that will be available on PC, but that and Scissors Part, which is the same category, they are. It's kind of look like they will come for the consoles, but I will keep an eye out and see if they come on PC as well, just to let you know. Then, still on the 25th of January, there's a table game deluxe pack, where games like Othello, Mahjong, Shogi, Ego, Hanafuda, Texas Hold'em, Chess, Backgammon are all in the same package, and you can play against computer opponents. So if you want to play table games with and don't have anyone to play with, that might be an option for you. And one more for the 25th, which is optimized for Xbox Series X and S. Transirubi. It's explore mysteries of an unknown land in Transirubi. So You explore the world as a cyborg protagonist. Your name is Cerubi, and you travel through space, just happen to pass by. So that is exploration more than anything else, and mysteries. Then on 26th there is Cat's Light Ties, which is a 3D puzzle game with a cute kitten, Tom, with trying to clear his way home. That looks like it could be a little bit entertaining. Again, one for the consoles, Startup Company Console Edition. You run a simulation of a company which you need to manage a website and all this stuff. So if you're into simulations, go ahead. The 27th of January, Dance of Death, Dulac and Faye. That's Arthurian immortals, Sir Lancelot and Morgana Le Fay. They try to stop history's most infamous murderers, and they team up with Whitechapel local Mary Jane Kelly. So I have a feeling you will be trying to stop Jack the Ripper. It sounds and looks quite interesting, so again, that might be one I pick up on a Saturday and try to give a go. A space sci-fi survival horror classic, Dead Space, comes back again for optimized for Xbox Series. So whether they come on PC, I don't know yet, but I will look and I will let you know. That's yeah, that's it from Xbox, and there's a lot coming in the next week's time, so that is worth to keep an eye out if you have Xbox Game Pass. If you don't have, well, it is a cheap way of getting games, because you don't pay for the games, you just pay the subscription, which is a monthly fee, and depending on what you're on, if you're on PC like me, it's cheaper than if you have the Gold Edition on the Xbox, but you actually don't have to have that to get it. But look in at that at Xbox. Another one I talk about is Epic Games, and I actually have it open here beneath. And because I was looking for games to play today, and wanted to if I should pick one of their games, but their new game for free is Epistolary Typing Chronicles. I don't know if it's something
corruption assailed her every step.
It looks quite interesting, but I need to try to play to find out whether it is.
So much had been lost.
This girl is riding on a huge box that
came from the bare rock.
Like something.
Insectile things which sought to hurt her. And then she saw the shadow within. She found herself alone, lost in darkness. A light shone ahead, a light of power. She was not afraid of the shadows. Nothing could stand in her way now. Keep the lights on for me.
So, nope, don't go again. So whether that's something for you, at least it's the free game. So if you sign up for Epic you can actually download the games for free, which they present up. So that's the new game this week. It's also told that the two next one coming is Adios and Hell is Others. I will look more into them later. This one is free until January the 26th. So, and these come on the 26th. So that would be next week. We can have a look at them. That's actually fine.
Now you are welcome to try.
We can figure this out, I think.
Problem is you don't
back home they
always
call you
know
the pig
when
farmer.
it's gameplay and when it's not shown.
Yourself as a custodian of sorts.
And yet, you also have goats.
Hey! You know what this is?
Tree?
This tree. There ain't many like it left. Sadie and I, we talked about being buried here, you know.
So, this is it then.
I can't take back what I done. But I got the notion, and the notion's got me. So, least I can do is, tell you adios.
Adios, friendo.
So this was the first time I actually saw this. I don't know if it's something, but let's look at the other one also. As they come next week, then that's only a picture. Okay. It's a top-down shooter. Okay. I'll see if I can find something interesting about that and show next Saturday. I think that's the best direction. So that was Epic Games, and then I found something funny. I'm going to show you the website, and there is a video. It's not very long, but it's a new simulation game, and it's Finnish Army Simulator. I am sure that's something we've been missing for years.
Joutilaisuus tekee paholaiset kuin helpoksi.
Niin, mutta kai se nyt tajusit.
It might sound like I'm actually making fun of it, but I have always put my thumbs up for new things that that comes out. I always think that new thinking, new ways is brilliant for gaming, because there is people sitting thinking, why isn't there a game like this? No matter whatever subject you choose, there's always someone saying, how come there is no game which suits me? For instance, I love playing airline simulation. There isn't a proper game out there. You can make Football Manager with a lot of information in charts and tables and make that work out, but you can't put that in and transfer into airlines, for instance, which compete out of different hubs and stuff like that, and make random passengers happiness and all that. But you can make a Football Manager game which runs on pretty much the same ways of getting information. It is just filling out loads of tables, and I know about Football Manager because it's one of those games I've been playing forever. I love it, but I would love if someone could put the skills, the ideas from how Football Manager get the information into something and build a skeleton around it with airlines instead. I would find that very interesting. And I know people say, well, yeah, I would love to run train companies all over the world. There is games doing that, but it's not specific for that kind of economical simulation. It's becomes something else. Same with bus routes, taxi companies. You name it, you can get it. But this was Finnish army simulator, and I will give it thumbs up even for trying to make that. On the other hand, the game might actually be interesting. Who knows? But I just came across it and I thought it's actually worth a mention that something like that came out. So that gave me a little bit of a rant about certain things which I feel is missing. There is a lot of games, and that's the main problem, because many producers of games are looking at what do people play. So let's say which game has a lot of players. Well, let's take one, World of Warcraft. They were up in tens of millions of subscribers. Let's get a share of that base of players. So we make games which is the same like that, but a little bit different in our own way. And we steal some players. That's very well and fine. And you will find there is players which sit 8 hours a day playing World of Warcraft, grinding everything from resources to quests to achievements to end-game contents, raids, mythical raids, be one of the first ones which complete these things. Fine. I do understand that, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't make games like that. But if you are generous and say that there's a lot of other players, there's a lot of people who like to play, for instance, board games, they don't transfer well into computer. I've seen quite a lot of them, and I could show you examples because I have some in my own possession which I thought this might be the one which works on computer, but it doesn't always, because if you want to have something with a very good AI player, then you end up not having a chance in hell for actually putting up a fight against it. If you see some of the games, well, if you know some of the games I've been playing, I talked about Civilization, for instance. If you put that up to the strongest possible AI and you have a good computer, then it is extremely hard to win it. The same if you take a chess program. Well, I don't want to advertise it. I have one which can go up to, I think it's 2300 ELO. And I cannot play against an opponent like that. I'm a mediocre chess player. I can play people up to, well, 1900 and still get a reasonable game out of it. But when we come up to those top players there, first of all, I will have to sit and think for hours. I need to play almost like on the table full-time chess to have a slight chance to get anything out of the game. And that's not fun. You don't want to sit and spend 4 hours playing one game of chess. That's losing the power of the computer. So you can play Blitz on it, and yeah, but if you play Blitz against such a good opponent, you are literally screwed, because you will not get anything out of it, and that's not fun. Can you learn from it? Yeah. I'm an old man. I don't need to learn. I want to have fun. Right? And that goes for most people. Do you want to have fun? Gaming should be fun. Period. So, we go on. I was told I forgot to talk about another place which has cheap games, and that is of course CD keys, and you can get many things through them, not only games but also Game Pass, different things, and it is relatively cheap compared. So I believe this costs, well, it's minus 25%, so you save around 15 quid buying Hogwarts Legacy through them instead of other places. So again, I am just pointing at places where you can get cheaper games. I talked about Dead Space a couple of minutes ago, which comes on Game Pass. You don't have to buy it if you have Battle Pass. Game Pass, not Battle Pass, sorry. But if you don't, then you could save some money buying it through here. It's 30%, so it's quite a hefty price. But there's no free games here, but it is a place where you can actually save money. The address is just cdkeys.com, and have a look. If you don't like it, fine, you don't have to. I'm just pointing you in the direction where you can save some money. Games is very often way too expensive. There is no need in going down that route. Shop around, find the cheapest options. I was on this one today, which I have talked about before. GOG.com, good old games, and I was actually looking for a game, and I found it here, and it was 8 quid here, where it was 35 quid on Steam and other places. So again, shop around, find something cheap, and you can see the prices here. Some of them is very cheap, others are not. So again, this is not the only place that sells, but just bear in mind cdkeys.com or GOG.com, that is places where you can find cheap games. So a little bit about news. Blizzard has announced that they are going to pull the plug on China, which is sad for the Chinese players, but they have not been able to get an agreement with the Chinese provider NetEase, so they will need to go through best China VPN services to keep playing the games from Blizzard, World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, StarCraft, Diablo and so on. So that is the only one which will be running still is Diablo Immortal. There's a specific agreement with that. So that's a bad news for the Chinese players, and that is already happening from January the 23rd. So very, very sad news. Another thing from Bliss, well, Activision actually, is that Warzone 2 Season 2 release date, which has been pushed. It was supposed to be out the 1st of February, I think it was, but it has been delayed until the 15th now, according to the account on Twitter. So, and Warzone 2 is, of course, from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. So it will not be as bad as some people feared. It has been mentioned there will be different things included in that, but I don't have a proper list, and a lot of this comes from leaks, so I am not keen on adding rumor to rumor. To finish off the gaming part, I have a little bit about new games coming. There's a lot of talk about PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X at the moment, but there's also PC games coming out. In the end, well, next week, Forspoken, which is a role-playing game. It's a high fantasy adventure, so that's another open world game, so might be worth having a look at. Dead Space, as I mentioned, will be out around the 27th. This is third person sci-fi survival horror, so yeah. There's an indie game coming February the 2nd, Deliver Us Mars is a sci-fi adventure which should go on, I assume, on Mars. There's not much text about that. And then of course the 10th of February, Hogwarts Legacy. You can expect streaming from that already from the 7th of February, because everyone who had bought the deluxe do have access 3 days before the release. So I know Sarah, which I linked to, are going to spam Hogwarts Legacy on her channel from the 7th and onwards, a whole week or something like that. So keep an eye out for that if that's something which tickles your fancy. Again, open world, open world, no war. There's a lot of fighting in it, but and get the whole Harry Potter universe, even though it is in the 1800s, I believe. So it's quite a while before Harry Potter is even thought about, and it's also before Fantastic Beasts. So you probably won't know any of the characters in it, but I might be wrong there. So that's new games coming up. There's one coming in the end of February, Company of Heroes 3. If you like real-time strategy games, that is one which go down the same line as the earlier ones. The Last of Us Part 1 are hitting the PC, so that will come out around the 3rd of March. So there is things to look for. I will not go into the March releases at this point, because can't really remember if I have said them, so I will just repeat myself. So there is quite a number, and this is only selected ones, so there will be more and others coming, and I'll keep an eye on what's free on those systems I look into. Keep an eye on. I actually haven't checked Steam lately what they have of free games, but maybe we could quickly do that. Categories, come on. I think there's one called free to play or something like that. There's adult only games. I'm not even going to look what that is. Free to play. So there's a lot of games which is actually free to play, and still it's like the normal thing with you have to sign up with Steam, but you don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. So this is free to play games, but some of them then they release DLCs you have to pay for if you want to play them. So be a little bit savvy and take a look what is the right thing to do or not. I would personally not go down that route, but there is different type, if you like, RPGs. These are all RPG simulation. I don't know what there actually is, but there is probably something you can find. The only thing is, don't waste a lot of money on DLCs. At least try out the game first and then go to it.